Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today I want to talk to you about having patience, or I suppose developing the habit of having patience, seeking patience, because patience is a good thing. I guess this is part 3 in a sort of unofficial trilogy of videos that I've made now, exploring questions and ideas I wish I'd known about earlier in my life. Part 1 was, what do you need? What do you need to get the job done properly, for example? The correct tools, the right drill bit, the right bag, etc., etc. What will make your life easier, better, more effective? What's worth investing in now that will serve you from now on? The second question was, what do you want? The fact that it's actually okay to want things, and to actually really hone in on what actually is the difference between a frivolous oh yes, I'll take that, and recognizing something that you really want when you see it. In that instance, I talked, for example, about a Conan the Barbarian reference book that I saw, recognized for what it was, and the price was brilliant, and even though I didn't need it, I knew I wanted it. It wasn't a spur of the moment sort of like, oh, well, I'll just have it and put it in the collection. I knew I wanted it. So what do you need? What do you want? And today, patience. If only I could go back in time and have told myself to have more patience. I started this video wearing this pair of sunglasses because yesterday I painted the frames black, and it was a very meticulous process. On the thumbnail for this video, you'll note that the lenses are taped up because I took the time to tape both lenses very carefully, front and back. And actually, even halfway through the process, I was like, do I really need to do the back? Yes, I did, because I sprayed inside the frames as well. And when the lenses were taped up, I took a scalpel and cut carefully around the edge of the lens so the tape was covering a perfect circle on each of the lenses, exposing the frame. I also covered the nose cushions, the rests, and also the ends of the arms there, or the legs of the glasses, so that the plastic was still smooth on my ears. And this was also an opportunity to cover up with paint a fix that I'd made to these glasses. I actually broke these sunglasses last year, and 3 days ago I fixed them by super gluing some plastic from a nail box, a nail container, onto the inside of one of the arms. So this was an opportunity to paint the whole thing black, not only to tie it all together, but also because I didn't like the original colour. There was sort of like a golden frame colour that always bothered me. I loved these sunglasses, I loved the colour. They remind me somewhat of the Alucard, or the representation of Alucard in the anime Hellsing. And of course there's Hellsing Abridged, a fantastic, condensed, hilarious edit of that story, which I strongly recommend you seek out. I'll put a link in the video description below. So I loved the lens colours, but the frames, the shiny gold metal just bothered me. And at that point I hadn't had the idea that I had yesterday to paint it black. And it was patience that was key. It was having the patience to meticulously tape off the lenses, and then not only spray it black and hang it in the correct way in the shed, but also to take the time, once a few hours had passed, to then seal it all with a clear coat of paint as well. So that added a whole extra sort of 12-hour cycle to this. And only really this morning was this properly, not only touch dry, but actually fully dry and wearable. And so it's 24 hours. It doesn't sound like much, but in the past I would have been very tempted to take the tape off before the clear coat even. And then I would have gone, oh no, when I realised that I'd be clear coating over the lenses. Or I would have been not even bothering with the clear coat, and I would have taken the tape off, the paint would still be tacky, and it would all start to rub off on the corners and have a slightly less pleasing overall effect. Patience was key and is key to so many of these things that you will feel better about if you take the time to do it properly. Over the weekend I took the time to paper the inside of a trunk that we've had on the stairs now for a couple of years. I actually got it during lockdown, where it was being sold on Facebook Marketplace. So I met this guy and in Baker very late at night. It was snowing. It was an interesting meeting. And we swapped this World War II trunk in a transaction, I think for about £15. It was a really good price. And we had the idea to turn it into shelves almost immediately on the stairs to house various curious items. But it was only this weekend that I finally realised how I wanted to do it. So we sourced some actually clearance price wallpaper with lemurs on it. We just liked it. We saw it and went, yeah, that's it. I went to a local wood yard and got the correct wood, a nice old plank for this project, a reclaimed floorboard, and then carefully, patiently took the time to measure each and every strip of wallpaper, to glue it down and carefully work into the corners so the paper didn't pop, as I know I would have done in the past. I would have gone, oh no, and then had to take it all off and redo it. And then when it came to cutting and hanging and positioning the wood for the shelves, that was also a matter of patience. Just getting it right and taking the time with each step just to go, what have I just done? What am I doing now? And how will what I'm doing now impact on what I'm going to try and do next? Is there anything I need to do now that will help things go smoothly? And voila, it took a whole day. Well, it took about 8 hours or so, but a fairly solid working day, as it were, over the weekend. But now we have it in place. And there's no part of it that I regret. There's no element that I'm going, oh, that could have been better, because I had the patience to do it right first time. And so, yeah, if you're in need of this sort of advice, I would strongly recommend that you consider it. All 3 parts in this trilogy are wisdom that I wish I'd known sooner, and if it helps you at all, then all the better. All the better. It doesn't mean I always get it right, though. It does. I can still be very impatient. I still get things wrong, but the trick is, when things do go wrong, I can identify how I can fix it next time. Or maybe I should have just waited for the glue to dry on that, or maybe I should have just waited for this thing to arrive in the post before I did the job without the correct size nut and bolt or something. I don't always get it right, but I've definitely learned. And I'm continuing to learn. So there's probably going to be a part 4 at some point in this list. Anyway, guys, hopefully this has been interesting. At the very least, you got to see my funky, new and repaired sunglasses in action. And until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.